Ender's Game. It's the future. Yeah, never mind that. What's the tagline? Oh, this is not a game. Okay. That is a spoiler. Let's get into it. Ender's Game is from 2013. It lasts 1 hour 53 minutes. It stars Asa Butterfield as Andrew Ender Wiggin. It stars Harrison Ford as Colonel Graff. And it stars Viola Davis as Major Anderson. What year does this take place in? I don't think it's actually defined, but we're told at the start of the movie an alien race known as the Phronics. Phronics? Yeah. The Phronics came to Earth to try to build a colony. Earth beat them up and chased them off, basically. Killed loads of them. It was a big battle in the Earth's atmosphere. And for the last 50 years, Earth has been in training for a fight. Yeah, so they say Earth is constantly at war with these beings. Only the future of mankind can save the future of mankind. They need the kids. Yeah, only the smartest kids on Earth will be able to defend the planet. Yeah, and by smartest, they just mean like best at video games. Basically. So Ender is a young man. He's at a training college. Now his father tried to join this military force, but he didn't make the cut. His mother is very supportive. His brother and sister both tried in the past and they both failed the mission. So this being the future, the parents had to apply for permission to have a third child. So Ender keeps going on about how he's a third born, and it was in the hope that he would join this fighting corps. Yeah, so he's at like this military academy and he's being watched by Colonel Graff and Major Anderson. And they're like, oh, he seems pretty good. Let's see how he handles rejection. And they put an announcement saying, come to the office. He goes to the office and they take his little tracker out him and say, you're off the programme. You didn't make the cut.
You're out of here.
He does not take it well. He starts to head out and then he's confronted by a few bullies. Yeah, and this bully's like, right, I'm going to kick your ass. Ender grabs some kind of ornament and smashes the guy's head in and then keeps kicking him. He's a thug. Well, this is enough for Graff and Anderson to say he's perfect for the programme. Yeah, they don't tell him straight away. He goes home all sad, crying. The mum and dad are pretty accepting. But then Harrison Ford comes to the door. Graff and Anderson turn up at the door and they say, listen, that was just a test. We'd love to welcome you to the programme. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, Ender's parents are like, no, don't go. You don't have to go. I don't want you to go. You can stay here and live a normal life. They literally had him so that he could take part in this programme. And now it's his chance to take part in the programme. They're like, nah, just stay at home. So Graff says, listen, come outside with me, Ender. Let's have a little chat. And that's the last time his parents see him. I think it is. Because the next thing you know, he has taken part in a launch mission. He's going to be taken up to a space station along with several other young recruits to begin training. When he takes his seat on the shuttle to head to the space station, command school. The space station is the command school where they'll do most of their early training. Yeah. And when he gets on board this shuttle to take him there, he meets this guy who's like got a dad attitude. The young guy sitting next to Ender says, what's your name? And Ender says, Ender. And the guy says, oh, what kind of stupid name's that? And they all laugh. You must be a loser and all this stuff. Yeah, and then Ender says, what's your name? And the guy says, Bean. Bean. How's that any better? Yeah. He says he was raised on the streets. He didn't even have a bean. How ridiculous. How's he raised on the streets that got into this prestigious military academy? Yeah, good point. They make it to the command school, a massive space station, like I said, where they'll be doing their training. Yeah, so training begins straight away. I mean, before they've even got to the space station, Colonel Graff has already singled out Ender as a brilliant mind, very smart young man and all this. Yeah, so he's not going to be titular straight away, is he? He's not.
Woohoo! I'm Mr. Popular!
At command school, it's just like army training barracks. They all live in a dorm, they have bathrooms. Yeah, not gender fluid bathrooms in the future though.
Separate showers for both sexes. If you are found in an area not designated to your gender, I will personally neuter you. Am I clear?
Sir, yes, sir!
So we see a bit of the basic training. They do some marching, do some drills. But mostly they do zero gravity training. They go into a big room, right? It's huge, and there's nothing, and there's all these cubes and locks and things like that floating around, and it's like that's their combat zone. They go in and they float around 0G, and they've got guns. They've got these hand pistols, and Ender and Bean just take turns shooting each other. Luckily these pistols only freeze you, so they only freeze you temporarily. It's a good job because they don't know what they're going to do when they first fire them. So before you know it, 3 months of training have gone by. Ender is taken to a more elite squadron. Yeah, he needs a leader, right? It's this guy called Donzo. Bonzo. Seriously, we're not making this up. He also needs Tetra. Yeah, Petra, Haley Stanfield. She looks like she's going to be a romantic interest. Nope. But she trains Ender in their private time. I think she sees the potential in him, even though she's also like 12. Yeah. Anyway, Bonzo's not happy about this. Bonzo doesn't want Ender getting too close to Petra. You think he likes her? Maybe. So Bonzo tries to make an example out of Ender, but Ender's so smart. When you're in Ender and Tetra introduces herself, she says, "I'm the only female in the squadron. That I've got more dolls than anyone here." Later we see Ender in bed. He's having what seems to be a dream. Yeah, that it's actually an implanted gain. It's a mind game that command school implant in certain recruits. Yeah, and guess what? Ender is the only person to ever complete it. Of course. The next day, for some reason, he's named Squadron Commander. Bonzo is out. He's in. No reason at all, other than the Graf seems to like this boy. And he says, "You don't like taking orders from Bonzo, do you?" And Ender says, "No." So, okay, you're the boss then. What kind of twisted nepotism politics is this? But of course, Ender proves himself because he comes up with some fantastic tactics during some training simulation and shows everyone he's the best. Yeah, of course, he's infallible, this guy. Seems to be. Every mission, every objective he's had so far, he's never failed any of them. He's always just so good. Untouchable, unbeatable, undefeatable, so smart, so intelligent. It's a little bit dull. Yeah. But then later that night, he goes for a shower and Donzo confronts him. And he's like, "Right, put up your fists, I'm going to fight you." So Ender uses a shower. He turns it up to full temperature, points a hose at Donzo's face and scalds him. He blasts him with the hot water, and then they have a little wrestling match. He gets him in an arm lock. Ender shoves or kicks or punches Bonzo. Yeah, and Donzo falls back and cracks his skull. Yeah, it's not good. Do you know this is based on a book? Right. And in the book, spoiler for the book if you're planning to read it, this boy actually dies in the book. And see the bully that Ender beat up at the start? Yeah, he also dies from what Ender did to him. What? Is he a hero or what? And normally Ender would be kicked right out of training school.
As he should.
Of course, Colonel Graf likes him, so it's fine. Although, to be fair, Ender does have a crisis of conscience. Yeah, he says, I can't do this anymore. I quit. Colonel Graf takes him home so he can see his sister. No one else. It seems like it's just his sister. She gives him a bit of a pep talk, and before you know it, he's saying, "Well, let's get back to it." And that's it. He's back. But he is the squadron commander, so he selects a group of recruits. Yeah, all the ones that have been introduced to so far, basically. He takes them and they go off to an abandoned Phronix planet. Yeah, all it remains is like the carcass of the big Phronix building. Some structure that was left behind by the Phronix. But apart from that, this is now their training planet. I don't know how they need a full planet. Yeah, good point, yeah.
Greedy much?
Let's go into a simulation. This movie is filled with training simulations, like lots of them. So there's some more training, and then they do this big battle simulation, and guess what? Ender fails Finally, something he's not absolutely perfect at. He fails this battle, he's very upset with himself. Everyone's like, that's fine, don't worry. When it comes to the real thing, you'll do much better. Yeah, they're confident. Yes, they are. The next day when Ender wakes up, he's told it's graduation day. This is it. One more battle simulation and you've graduated and you'll be the
Bill of the Bull,
leader of the whole fleet for some reason. He's 12? Yeah. So this big battle simulation, it's a huge part of the movie. Yeah, he's standing most of the time commanding the rest of his squadron, fair enough, and then he gets involved and it's all like, you know, basically as if you're playing virtual reality. He's not actually out in space doing anything. No, it's simulation, so he's in this big room with everything going on around him. So the final step in this simulation is destroying the planet. It now houses the Phronics. So Ender gives a command, destroys the world. Boom. He's won! Victory! Now he's ready for the real battle. Yeah, but it turns out the video of what he thought was the game keeps playing and it shows the world on fire, all life extinguished, billions of lives I'm guessing, yeah, and he says, how's this in the game? And then he realises it's not a game. It was real. He actually destroyed an entire planet of Phronics and who knows what other species. It's a bit of a twist. Pretty good. Yeah, it's quite well done. So he's very unhappy. Well, this is what you signed up for, mate. He has a go at Colonel Graff and he's like, these creatures came to our planet 50 years ago just to set up a colony, just to live amongst us. We killed some of them and chased them off. And they haven't been back for 50 years. They're just living their lives on this planet and we decided to come here and murder them all. So he's very upset. But he's sedated and taken away to his room.
Well, that's one problem solved.
The next day, Ender abandons his post. He puts on his little breathing apparatus, head into this planet that he's been training on, and he goes to the abandoned Phronic structure. Yeah, and inside, right, there's sun on. There's one Phronic. It's like a big giant creature, like an insect. Yeah, kind of, yeah. And this is the Queen Phronic, and she's dying. Yeah, that. She's got a little egg. She's guarding another. It's the egg of another Queen Phronic. That's right. So Ender cries and says, I'm sorry. I'm going to make sure your species lives forever. I promise. Then he says goodbye to Petra. Yeah, I thought they were going to kiss. No, they don't kiss. They don't even hug. They just say goodbye. Yeah, I guess they're 12. Yeah.
That is a good point.
But he says goodbye. He takes this egg of the Phronic Queen and flies off into space. And he's sending an email to his sister and saying, well, you won't hear from me for a while. I'm heading into space because I'm going to make sure the Phronics live. I need a promise. End credits. Yeah, he's taking the egg to find the planet so he can colonise it with Phronics. Yeah. Don't there need to be more than one? Maybe he's gonna...
Let's not even think about that.
Or maybe this species is different. I thought so. That's disgusting. Well. So that was Ender's Game. This is a movie I would have loved if I saw it as a kid. Really? Yeah. I really enjoyed seeing movies with training sequences, people preparing for a big mission. I loved all that stuff when I was a kid. I wasn't massively into sci-fi, but I think I would have liked this with the little handguns and the zero gravity and all that stuff. Watching it as an adult man, I didn't think it was that good. There was a nice twist at the end though. Yeah, I like that. That was really cool. When he found out this is not a game, even though the poster says this is not a game, kind of styling it. Oh yeah, but I don't think you're supposed to think that. You are. No, you're not. Anyway, what did you think of it? It's pretty good. It's basically a movie that is only training. Even at the end, the final battle, as far as we know, up until afterwards, it is just training. That's true, actually, it is. It is a movie with only training. That's Ender's Game from 2013. Let us know what you think in the comments. Hit like, hit subscribe. We'll see you next time. Oh, watch another video. Thanks. Game over.